In this lesson, we're going to be going over the cumulative principal payment, or CUMPRINC. So this question is pretty straightforward again, and very similar to the last one. What will your total loan balance be at the end of the loan term? So instead of asking how much you have paid in interest or in principal up to this point, we actually want to work backwards for this to know what the total loan balance will be at the end of the loan term. So this is a little bit more tricky, and this is where that loan term comes in. So as you can see, in the interest payment and principal payment and cumulative interest payment, we have not incorporated the loan term at all. We haven't used this 10-year mark, but at this point, we will. So let's dig into the formula. So we'll start with C2. So C2 is the initial loan amount. So the cumulative principal payment is going to show up as a negative number in this scenario, and that's why we are adding that. So we'll do C2 plus the cum principal payment. Again, we have the rate of C4 divided by 12 to get a monthly rate. We have the number of periods, so C3 times 12 to get a monthly amortization period. We have the present value of the loan amount. And now we want to know from the start period to the end period how much principal we have paid down. So in this case, we want to know from period 1, the first month of the loan, all the way to the end of 120. So we could use a formula here. We could say, and make this more dynamic, so we could say 10 years times 12, and that'll give us the same result. But for now, we're going to make this static just so it's easy to see. So we've got a start period of 1 and an end period of 120. So the first 10 years of the loan, how much are you paying down? Now, this is going to show up as a negative number. So you've paid down this amount of principal, and your initial loan balance was this. So if you paid down this whole amount of principal right here, and then your initial loan balance was C2, then that's going to give you your total loan balance at the end of 10 years. And that's really what you want to know. So you'll hit enter. You'll drop some decimal places, and you've got a little over $5.5 million left in principal. So that's going to be your balloon payment at the end of 10 years, or your total payoff of the loan. So this is going to be really helpful when you're modeling commercial real estate transactions. We're going to be using this formula actually as we go on in the course, and you're going to be using it a lot when you're modeling transactions, because you're going to need to know at the end of a hold period what the amount of loan payoff is going to be, because that's going to affect you whenever you decide to sell the property. Usually a lot of these loans are 5, 7, 10 years, and that will probably coincide with your hold period, but the amortization is going to be 25 or 30 years. So because of that, you're going to have some sort of a balloon payment or large payment at the end of your loan term when you go to sell the property, and you want to be able to calculate that in a dynamic way and an efficient way. So the cumulative principal payment will allow you to do that, and we're going to be working with that a lot when we work on modeling in a little bit more detail as the course progresses. So hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next lesson.